In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a Christmas tree shaped trinket dish with a fun new texture. First, you're going to need to measure and cut your metal to fit the pancake die. You want to leave excess on all sides of the cutting shape so that your metal doesn't get sucked into the die. I usually leave about 1/4 inch. So just measure out the amount of metal that you'll need, and then you can trim the metal to size. I'm going to actually cut 2 pieces, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes. Go ahead and shear your metal. And now I'm going to anneal it. I need it nice and soft so that it will be ready for my texture that we're going to do. Make sure when you're annealing copper that you get it hot enough. A lot of people are fooled by the superficial heat patina that happens on the surface as you begin to heat it. You need the copper to actually be glowing with a little bit of heat. After annealing, I'm going to quench in water and then pickle. And then after pickling, I'm going to make sure I rinse it and dry it really well before taking it to my rolling mill. Now I'm ready to texture. So I have my 2 pieces of copper here that have been annealed, and I have some confetti from the craft store. I'm going to use the confetti to lay out a pattern on my metal, and then I'll roll this through the rolling mill to get the texture. The reason I'm using 2 pieces of copper is because I kind of get a 2 for 1. I could roll it through the rolling mill just like this and texture a single piece, but if I roll 2 together in a sandwich, I can get 2 pieces of metal with the same amount of effort. So I tightened my rolling mill down and I'm rolling it through. And now the texture of that confetti has been imprinted into the surface of the metal. I just need to flatten these pieces out and then they'll be ready to use in the pancake die. Remember never to use annealed metal in pancake dies. You always want work hardened metal. So I'm just positioning my textured metal in the pancake die here and checking the back to make sure I have enough excess metal all the way around the edge. Make sure to center your pancake die in your press. And for these extra large pancake dies, it's always a good idea to use a spacer on top because you need the entire cutting area to come in contact with that upper platen or a spacer. The cutting area of the pancake die needs to be evenly covered with a spacer so that there's even pressure, otherwise the die can be ruined. Now I'm just popping out my copper shape. And it looks great. I have this tab here, which you can leave for the tree stem, the tree trunk if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and snip it off and then just file it even later. And now I'm ready for the silhouette die. You can use the registration marks on the silhouette die to help you get your cutout centered so that you'll get a nice even border on your dish. Make sure it's centered in your press and then place the urethane on top. And now you're ready to force your metal into that silhouette die with the urethane. I'm just moving it around a little because it's a fairly large silhouette die and I want to make sure that I get it evenly pressed. Let's take a look. So I have my nice little trinket dish here. All it needs is a patina and you're done.